Let us continue understanding a teacher's ability to display appropriate knowledge of content and pedagogy. And all you gotta do is to keep on watching.
Love me like you said. Darling, tell me all the ways.
Hey, what's up guys? And you are watching Niel, and we are on our second episode for the Deped ranking interview series. And we are going to continue in understanding a teacher's ability in displaying appropriate knowledge of content and pedagogy, which is the art of teaching. Pero wait, bago tayo mag-start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there at hit ang notification bell para maging updated kayo sa lahat ng mga videos natin every single week. So at the end of this episode, I want you as a teacher applicant to understand that a teacher focuses on achieving results with students, indicates confidence that all students should be held to high standards, maintains high expectations for students when confronted with setbacks, continues to focus on the students' academic success, and reflects on successes and failures. Ngayon, paano ba natin malalaman ang resulta ng paghihirap natin sa pagtuturo ng iba't ibang mga lessons sa mga bata? Number 1 is through assessment. Kasi learning takes place if the students can answer or accomplish several tasks after the lesson proper. So as teachers, it is very important that you have to provide exercises or activities to measure a student's understanding of the lesson after mo magturo. Kasi what is the purpose of teaching a certain learning competency and not providing an assessment? So ibig sabihin, kasi di ba sabi ko nga doon sa una kong vlog, kailangan may end product. Kailangan laging may patutunguhan ang ginagawa natin para sa mga bata para malaman natin sa pamamagitan ng assessment kung may natututunan ba sila sa atin or tungkol sa lesson or wala. Now, in order to check your understanding about this very important lesson, I want you to examine the situation. Upon looking at the daily lesson log, Teacher Anna found out that she still has to teach 2 lessons before the weekly test. She taught 1 lesson first. After the discussion, she found out that there's still enough time to teach the last lesson and proceeded to do it. What is the problem in this situation? The problem here is nag-proceed agad si teacher sa second lesson without providing an assessment of learning for the first lesson. Ngayon kung gano'n ang ginagawa niya, hindi niya malalaman kung may natutunan ba ang mga bata doon sa una niyang tinuro or wala. Aside from providing assessments to know the results of what you teach, you can also do that through your engaging questions. Ngayon, babalikan natin yung dalawang uri ng mga questions na binibigay natin kapag nagtuturo tayo sa mga bata. The first one is the rote question and the second one is the HOTS question. Para sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, ang rote questions ay nagre-require lagi ng facts as an answer. So dito papasok yung mga questions natin na may who, what, when, and where. On the other hand, HOTS questions require critical thinking. So dito papasok yung mga questions natin na nag-uumpisa sa why, how, what if, what happens next. Yan yung mga ganyang klaseng tanong ay HOTS questions palagi yan. But during the lesson proper, please prepare more HOTS questions. Bakit? The students answer more HOTS questions, then you are helping them create a creative environment. Plus, tinutulungan mo kasi silang maging critical thinkers and tinutulungan mo din silang mag-analyze ng mga lessons na tinuturo mo sa kanila. Ngayon, paano mo malalaman kung yung binibigay mong question ay isang HOTS question na pala? Well, according to Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain, mag-uumpisa ang higher order thinking sa analysis. At maliban pa sa analysis, kasama dito ang evaluation at ang creation. Ngayon, kung ang question mo ay nagre-require ng ganong klaseng process, HOTS question yan. So next time, encourage your learners to think critically and creatively. And if they can answer your HOTS questions, you'll see the results of what you teach. To assure that we are providing quality and high standard lesson delivery, we need to do the following. Number 1, create a creative environment. At paano nga ulit makakagawa ang isang teacher ng creative environment? Number 1 is encouraging your learners to answer HOTS questions, and then number 2, encouraging them to accomplish tasks and activities that require higher order thinking skills. The second one is by looking and following the curriculum guide. If you're teaching already, aside from the learning competencies, you'll see 2 more expectations or standards from the curriculum guide. Ang tawag sa kanila ay content standard at performance standard. Ngayon, para saan ba yung content standard at performance standard? Content standards identify and set the essential knowledge and understanding that should be learned. They answer the question, what should the learners know? Performance standards describe the abilities and skills that learners are expected to demonstrate in relation to the content standards and integration of 21st century skills. And that is from Deped Order number 8, series of 2015. Ibig sabihin, matagal ko na itong sinasabi ha, pagdating sa lesson planning, hindi lang dapat pala ang learning objectives ang kailangan nating i-consider. Kailangan makita din ang content at performance standards sa flow ng lesson mo. As teachers, we are often bombarded with a lot of setbacks. Lagi tayong may problema every day, every quarter. Real talk, our learners are diverse. Some are fast learners, some are just alright. Tapos nandito yung mga learners natin na nangangailangan ng mas maraming attention at guidance. So let's say after an assessment, you found out that a learner failed. Will you proceed to the next lesson without helping the child? Of course not! Ngayon dito papasok ang mga interventions natin para sa mga bata. Ano-ano mga strategies ang kaya mong ibigay para sa bata at sino pa makakatulong sa bata maliban pa sa guro. Kasi dito sa DepEd may sinusundan tayong No Child Left Behind policy. So as teachers, we have to make sure that every child progresses every day. Porket slow learner ang bata, hindi na tayo pwede magbigay ng high standards. We have to encourage and motivate them to do their very best. Kailangan nating i-prepare ito at baguhin ito. It takes a lot of work. As long as you continue helping that child that needs assistance and you are also praying for that child, it will all be worth it. Iyak ako, Char. As teachers, we often experience success and failures every day in the responses of our learners in every question or through the scores in every assessment. Now, this is where we can determine if we, as teachers, are on the right track or not. Teka, tama pa ba ako? Makikita mo yan kung titingnan mo ang responses ng mga bata sa mga questions or dun sa kanilang mga scores sa bawat evaluation or assessment. If we see positive results and feedbacks from our learners, we can conclude that our strategies and approaches are very reliable. As teachers, kung ganun ang setup, anong kailangan natin gawin? Ang kailangan mong gawin as teacher is you have to continue using those approaches and strategies for every lesson that suits them well. Paano naman kung ang nagre-reflect sa results ng mga bata sa exam ay pangit, hindi maganda, at hindi din masyadong nakakasagot yung mga bata sa mga questions na binibigay mo sa kanila sa discussion? Anong kailangan mong gawin as a teacher? We have to search for new ways in teaching a certain lesson until we see a desirable result from the learners. Kaya nga as teachers, we are often reminded that education is a lifelong process. Hindi naman porke teacher na ako, ay titigil na ako sa pag-aaral. Hindi yun ganun. As teachers, we should always learn something new every day kasi iba-iba ang pamamaraan para makaintindi ang mga bata sa isang lesson. At gaya nga ng sinasabi ng professor namin, there are 1,000 ways to cook a chicken. Gutom ka na? Our day-to-day interaction with our learners, we have to search for more innovative ways to teach our lessons. Example, in understanding the concept of multiplication, di ba dati ang pinapagawa sa atin is we have to remember the multiplication tables. Tapos dumating na sa point na naggaganon-ganon na ng mga kamay. Tapos ngayon, nauuso na yung sticks na ginagamit ng mga Japanese sa pag-multiply. So, nagbabago ang panahon. So, we have to search for innovative ways talaga. Kasi diba, hindi dapat natin kailangang ipagpilitan ang isang bagay kapag hindi naman talaga naiintindihan. Hahanap tayo lagi ng magandang paraan para magkaroon ng magandang resulta. And for this episode's set of takeaway questions, I want you to practice answering these questions. 1. Is skipping assessment bad for the learners? Why or why not? 2. How can you ensure that you'll see desirable results from your learners with regards to understanding lessons? How can you provide high-quality education to your learners? Number 4. If a child is facing a setback in a lesson, what can you do to help the child? And if you want to know my answers regarding this question, samahan niyo ako sa aking Facebook Live sa Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Hindi mo pa napapanood ang first episode ng ating Deped Ranking interview series, ilalagay ko siya dito, at para sa lahat ng mga videos ko tungkol sa Deped Ranking, lesson plan tutorials and other teacher-related stuff, iiwan ko ang lahat ng link dito sa description box. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Once again, this is Niel. Happy Teacher's Day sa ating lahat. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!